Alright, so look, listen. Today I am talking about Shadowcast and how it is becoming the new Gale. Now, you're probably wondering, Zay, what do I mean by this? As of right now, and in my opinion, Shadowcast is the most balanced attunement in the game. At least in my opinion. Which also makes it the worst attunement in the game because, you know, balance in most video games means it sucks. It sounds a lot like Gale in the old past because Gale was, you know, the most, at least more balanced than the other attunements back in its time, which made it the worst attunement by far in the game. As you know, despite all that, Shadowcast is just catching nerf after nerf after nerf after nerf, whether it's the weapons related to Shadow, the mantras, the talents, the ether drain, it's whatever. It's just catching nerfs after nerfs after nerfs, to the point where you could really only make 2 builds with it. Hero Blade Shadow builds and Crit Blade Shadow builds, which is very familiar to Gale, where you could only make realistically Gale curve builds or else the build would just be it'd just be okay. And if Shadowcast keeps going on this path, it actually could be the first actual bad attunement in the game that is collectively just not good. There's no reason to use this. Now, a good reason for why Shadowcast is, you know, more balanced than the others is its lack of talents. As of right now, it has no advanced talents, only 3 rares, which one of them is Shadow Travel. So take that how you will. Some lazy talents, which all attunements have, but Shadowcast just seems to have a lot more, considering there's not really that much you can do with Shadow. No new talents, realistically. When's the last time you've seen any new Shadow talent in the patch notes? Probably you haven't seen one in a very long time. And unlike the other attunements, it has no talent paths, which could change in the near future. I feel like they might give it a new path, but as of right now, it has no new talent paths. Now, the things that are keeping Shadow from being bad, number one, Blood Shadow, which a lot of people think is just this brain dead, broken thing that needs to be removed from the game. It's strong, but it's not like level 5 flameless, old flameless strong. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's just strong. It's just a strong talent. And the mantras, which is the only other thing keeping Shadowcast from being completely terrible. Because the mantras are actually pretty decent. You know, you could use basically all the talent. Like you get these mantras, you get this mantra in Battle Royale, you can perform regardless of what the mantra is. It could be Shade Devourer, you can still perform. But Shadowcast's biggest issue is its damage. As of right now, it has even worse damage than Gale, which I didn't even know was possible, but it does. Its damage is very, very bad. You will be in a fight and you'll be thinking, how is this person not dead after you land 700 different Shadow mantras? It's insane. What could they add to the game that could make Shadowcast back to being cool to use? I'm thinking of a new potential path. We could call this path Fear. We remove Singularity, remove Silent Still, combine them, and we focus more on the blinding and hanging in place aspects, maybe adding a couple of debuffs from like this Fear status effect into the game, which could be lore based. They could add it into the game. They could make it lore in exchange for the ether drain. So instead of ether draining, you instill Fear, blind your opponent, and hang them in place, keeping them stunned. That's all I got for this video. Subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, like the video. I think I already said that, but I'll see you guys on my next upload, which I might upload twice. It depends how I'm feeling.